Hi guys, this is Legoyoshi and welcome to my next video in the Mighty Micros series, which is series 1 of the Marvel side. So, once again, which ones are my favourite ones, which ones are my worst ones? I will go from all of them in order, starting with Captain America and Red Skull. Now, unlike my last video where both the ones in the bottom were actually the bottom two anyway, these ones aren't both my least favourites. The Red Skull vehicle is probably one of my least favourites, but the Captain America one I do actually quite like. In fact, it's actually my third favourite out of all of them. But first, like as always, let's go over the worst one. Let's go over Red Skull. Yep, there we go. So, with the Red Skull one, it's a decent enough design. It looks a lot like one of the Lego sets they released a bit ago. I cannot remember the name of it off the top of my head, unfortunately. It was a set that had Captain America, Red Skull. I think it was about £20, but I cannot remember the name of it whatsoever. Anyway, so let's just take Red Skull out for a second. There we go. It's made up like a little tank sort of style vehicle, but there has been a lot of problems with putting these together, which I saw a review video of these not long since, and these parts here, they do come away quite easy, so they're not the best, but it does come with a couple of little rockets, which is quite nice, but apart from that, there's not much really going for it. It just, like I say, it just looks like a mini version of that, but it's just, nah, not the best vehicle in my opinion. Quite, not cheaply made, but not massively brilliant. Anyway, one thing I do like is the expression on Red Skull. No idea why, I just think it's quite amusing. It's, like I said in the last video, there are a lot of goofy expressions, and you'll see them even more in this series, more than DC ones. Great. I've just looked at one of them, and it's just, I've nearly burst out laughing because of the face. But he comes with the piece of Tesseract, which he's been holding since the Second World War. And he comes with his nice black jacket with a Hydra symbol on the back. But that's about it really for this figure. So, the Captain America one, let me just take him out for a second. The main thing that I just love the fact that it's a tank. It is really, they have thought about this a little bit at least. Comes with a little gun on the front, which could be used for the weapon, like the rockets on Red Skull. So hint towards that game again. It does have a little lever here for Captain America to control the vehicle, but the only problem I have with this is, I noticed it when just before I started filming this video, is that this bit does come off very, very easily, which is not very good. But apart from that, it is quite a nice little vehicle. So we move on to Captain America, and of course he has his shield, which, if I move his arm down so I can at least see his face, I do have him pointing that way because the way he stands in the tank is like that, so at least he's looking forward. I'm not a massive fan of the front of Captain America. It just looks like an oversized version of what it should be, if that makes sense, because the star is nowhere near that big. It just takes up all the front. There's no detail in it whatsoever. On the back, it's just pretty much the same thing, but without the star. And he comes with his shield. Of course, what else would Captain America come with? So there we go. Let's see what came in second. In second place, unfortunately, we have my favourite superhero in Spider-Man, along with Green Goblin. Now, both these finished 4th and 5th in my top ranking for all the vehicles individually. And surprisingly, my favourite superhero came 5th. I'll go over that in a minute. So let's just move Green Goblin out of the way for a second. Now with Spider-Man, let me just take him out of the vehicle for a second. The main problem I have is this vehicle. I hate the design of this vehicle. I know it's supposed to be a spider copter, but I don't know, there's just something about it that really, I just hate it. At least it looks a bit more interesting, and they made a little bit more effort than with the Red Skull one, but it still just looks really bad. I mean, yeah, you've got your propeller on the front, you've got a couple of missiles on the side, but it's just not a good look whatsoever. Even the front's a bit funny because it's got a light and then a... Why don't you just have two lights? Why have one and one? It just doesn't look right. Anyway, I'll put this down before I start moaning even more about it. A lot of people are probably now wondering, why has he put this on the 5th then, when he clearly has a lot more problems with it, but oh well. So with Spider-Man, I do like the figure. It comes with a little camera, and I love the little look on his face as if he's actually looking through a camera. So it's... I suppose the Spider-Man figure is the redeeming factor. Should I say faction? Factor. And as always, comes with a nice little spider on the front and on the back. Although the spider on the back looks a bit fat. I think he's gained a bit of weight, eating too many flies. But I do like the fact that it's gone all the way around the head though for the Spider-Man. That's one nice thing. So anyway, let's move on to Green Goblin. If I can just put Spider-Man back in there for a second. Oh, fine. Don't cooperate then. Anyway, just move it out of the way. Right, so here we have Green Goblin. Let me just take him out. And it's supposed to look a lot like his jet, which I do like the design. I mean, if anybody has seen the movies, it does look very similar to the jet that he uses, but made more into a car. But like I said, really nice design. It doesn't look unfinished at least, and it just doesn't look as ugly as hell like the last one. A couple of little flame booths at the back. There's not really much you can say about this, but it does look quite nice. It is a nice design, and we'll give it that. So, let's move on to the figure. Now, when I said goofy expressions... Hang on. When I said goofy expressions, this one is probably the goofiest one I have seen. Cheers! Anyway, so he has a pumpkin bomb, which... Everybody's going to say, oh, for God's sake, he's always mentioning this, but it could be used as a weapon if they made it into a game. It will be quite interesting. But anyway, nobody listens to me, so never mind. It doesn't have an extra... I thought for a second he had an extra face, and I don't know why. He has a nice little pumpkin on the front. I don't know if that's supposed to be an attachment or if that's supposed to be the belt buckle. It'd be nice if it was actually one that he could just pull off his chest and use it as a weapon. And onto the back it just continues on with the belt. I do like the little hat piece though. I'm trying to think if I got a Green Goblin figure before, I don't think I did. But little hat that comes with a couple of green ears on the side to make him look like a goblin. So quite a nice figure. Probably that's the redeeming faction in this second one. So anyway, let's see what finished in top. So that means in first we have Hulk and Ultron. Now, these two have a top two also in the list that I made. And actually, it was quite hard to separate these two. I like them both for different reasons. But in second place is Ultron. I do like the design of the Ultron vehicle. How it's got the little iron metal spider legs around it, which I do find quite interesting. And it does have one on the back acting like a little bit of a tail. Also has horns on the front. It's just really nicely made, this vehicle. You can move these up and down, and also you can move the side bits up and down. So you can literally have it any way you wanted it. You could even have it like that, but it wouldn't run very well because obviously the wheels are underneath. But so it gives the person who is playing with this some options as to what it could do. So, but I like to have it up like that and then down at the sides. So it does run a bit more freely. Anyway, let's have a look at the Ultron figure. He comes with a wrench for some unknown reason. That's the only thing I don't understand. He comes with a little piece inside the, what do you call this little bit here, but so it has a nice effect. Nice metal effect on the body with little screws in, and also on the back. So, let's have a look at Hulk. Just put that in. Come on. The wrench does get away a little bit as well when it comes to putting them back. Anyway, so here we have the Hulk one. Let me just move you out the way. The main thing that I love about this is the giant Hulk fists at the side. I honestly think that if they did make a game of this, they could be used as projectiles. So fire out a fist. No, it's not going to let me. Fires a fist out towards an enemy and gives them an almighty blow, knocking them off course. Whoops, knocked the engine off. So, and on the back you have a couple of little thrusters, which is quite nice. And then the engine on the front. So, let's have a quick look at the figure. Unfortunately, it is the small variation of the Hulk figure. I know you won't be able to fit one of the big figures in there, so that's the reason why I'm not too upset about it. The purple pants comes on with a purple belt buckle on the back, and some more contours in his back, and then he has his abs and his muscles and biceps and stuff on the front. The one thing that I do not understand is, why does he come with a chicken drumstick? That's just in case he gets hungry. Hungry? The hell am I? Just in case he gets hungry on the way round. Hungry. If he gets hungry. Anyway. So, and I do like the expression on his face. Typical angry Hulk. As if he's just about to throw his chicken drumstick at Ultron. So there we go. So there we go then, guys. That is Series 1 of the Marvel side of the Mighty Micros. Once again, let me know in the comments below which ones are your favourites, which ones are your least favourites. I'm more than happy to take all the comments and answer them for you. So, be happy to see them. So anyway, next I will be moving on to Series 2 of the Mighty Micros. I have got all of them, so I can film them as soon as I possibly can. And then I'll move on to Series 3, which, once again, I still only have 4 of the 6, but by the time I've done Series 2, all being well, I might have got hold of the rest of Series 3. If not, I'll put the video on hold, and I will do possibly a minifigure video, because I haven't done one of them for a while, so it'd be nice to get back into doing them again. So anyway, thank you very much for watching, guys, and I shall see you next time. Bye, guys. And don't forget, you can now follow me on Twitter on Legoyoshi 2.